What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 4. Last time, as you can see, we finished Act 3, which was the end of us fighting against Arianrod during the rivalry, and we had almost convinced her, well, we had convinced her to stay along beside us and help us put an end to this curse, but then Rufus shows up and stabs her through the chest, stealing most of her power. Basically, all the work we did in the rivalry didn't matter because Rufus ended up getting most of the power. But in her dying words, she was able to give Valimar the rest of her power. Well, Reen and Valimar the rest of her power, which then allowed us not only giving us a little bit of a power boost, but also making it so Valimar and Millium can talk again. So Valimar is able to hold conversations now, but to kind of end things off, Osborne's plan is pretty much come to fruition. They spawn this giant castle above Heimdallar that is called the Imperial Castle, and it is what they are going to use to engulf the world in war. They're telling the citizenry that it's their weapon against Calvard, but we know in reality it's obviously for whatever Ishmelga has planned. So we're going to move on from here and see what Class 7 plans to do. There are also like the 5 or 6 towers that spawned all across Erebonia in different regions. But let's see what's going to happen. Half a day passed in the blink of an eye. 5 towering spires had appeared throughout Erebonia, as well as a massive floating stronghold. Okay, so it was 5. At first, people fell into a panic, but announcements from the Imperial government eventually calmed their unrest. I don't know if calmed is the right word, it just made them being like, yeah, war. And so, though, did some... Wait. And so, though, did... Okay, why can I not read this correctly? And so, though, some did so with... Why did they have to word it like that? Like, just say it normally. Exhausted resignation... and others with an eerie sort of excitement all turned to face tomorrow's coming war. So we're a day away from X Day. What do we do now? Where's Jubilee? All our allies. I thought they said they were all on the Courageous. Yeah, I thought they said Estelle and Lloyd and them were on the Courageous, or maybe they just moved out from that. Those on the Courageous too quickly sent out emergency messages to all their allies. Together they worked tirelessly, attempting to make sense of the situation as much as possible. Thomas. Rosine. As a result, they concluded that the ancient floating fortress had appeared as part of the final stage of the Empire's curse. Its powerful energies would further twist and warp the people's minds in order to drive them to endless war and bloodshed. But wouldn't that mean, like let's say this war goes on, and they defeat Calvard, then they're just going to start fighting each other because it's just the insatiable lust to have war. So even their neighbors are going to be like, well, I'm going to kill you now because you did this to me. In addition, the true nature of the numerous white spires was instantly clear to those with ties to the church. They were nearly identical to the Salt Pail, the product of a singularity and the cause of the Northumbrian disaster 28 years ago. It was hypothesized they were created from residual matter of the original Salt Pail that had remained underground. However, unlike the original Salt Pail, these new ones did not convert their surroundings to salt. Rather, they appeared to be spiritually linked to the floating fortress. A multi-layered barrier was also observed surrounding the fortress, with initial analysis revealing it to be completely impenetrable. AKA, the only way you're getting into the fortress is by getting rid of the 5 towers. Operation Jormungandr showed no signs of slowing, but the resistance represented by Millie Mirage was also gathering momentum. Calvard, Liberal, and Remiferia mustered their forces along with some support from the Weissland army. The time for the continent's 2 great powers to clash drew nearer and nearer, with the fate of the world hanging in the balance. Oliver, Reen, and the rest of the Radiant Wings would not stand idly by and watch the fate unfold, however. As they were trying to decide their best course of action, they received an unexpected message from an old friend. It was George. He had called to fill them in on what was happening. The massive object that had appeared over the Osgiliath Basin was an ancient superweapon of the gnomes, the Tuatha De Danann, otherwise known as the Imperial Fortress. They say it's over Osgiliath Basin, but I thought we saw it above Heimdallar. It was an airborne structure from before the Great Collapse that had been hidden away in a space-time distortion caused by the Great One's birth. For the past millennium, the gnomes had been carrying out large-scale renovations on the fortress. So I wonder if that's where it spawned and then they just moved it to Heimdallar. It had been converted to connect to the Pales and interface with the curse through them, turning it into the ideal stage for the rivalry of the Seven. It was there they intended to hold the final rivalry once the Great Twilight has reached its climax. All for the sake of reforging the Great One. However, though it was faint, a single spark of hope yet remained. The members of the Radiant Wings gathering together, joined by key personnel from Millie Mirage. Oh, hi, I didn't see Cassius up there. And together they began devising an all-or-nothing plan to combat the dire situation. And so it was on the eve of the clash between Jormungandr and Millie Mirage, a third operation was born. Their course of action decided, all those involved gathered together at a certain location in Crossbell. The eve of the war. Oh, they're going to Michelin. Can those land in the water? The Merkbas, I mean. I would assume so, but... So Michelin's gonna be their little hideaway before the war tomorrow. I assume Roselia is gonna appear up here. Yep. I want to get a good look at Thomas's stigma. Yep, huge barrier. I guess that way they can't be affected by the curse, or, you know, I guess if any of their adversaries want to take him out before the war, they can't. I still do imagine Duvalie's probably in a rough spot right now. I mean, it's barely been a day since she saw her master get murdered.
エマたちもローゼリアさんにクロチルダさんもお疲れ様です。まさかミシュラム全体に不可視の結界を張っちまうとはな。
ああ、俺たちの聖魂とメルカバ、そして大魔女たちによる秘術、それと2機の鬼神の力を合わせて初めて可能な離れ技ですね。
しかもパンタゴリエルの莫大な動力を霊力に変換して結界を維持するなんて。
はっはっは、もはや何でもありだね。
笑い事じゃねえだろ。
まあ今宵一晩くらいはなんとか持ってくれるじゃろ。
列車砲の直撃を受けても数発くらいなら持つはずよ。まあ明日の開戦を前にこちらは放置するつもりみたいだけど。
ああ、宰相たちにしてみればこの地の戦力など灯籠の斧。
むしろ黄昏を盛り上げる前座くらいの認識でしょうからね。
前座上等じゃない。
Hi, everybody.
お姉ちゃんたち。お疲れ様です。部屋に荷物を置いてきたんですか？うん、まさかあんなに豪華な部屋とは思わなかったけど。
壮行会のためとはいえ貸し切りにしてくれるなんてね。
地元の俺たちですらめったに泊まれないホテルだから。
I think the only time Lloyd has actually stayed there was when he, like, for the auction.
それこそ通商会議後のマリアベルさんの招待以来ですね。
Oh, well, yeah, but we didn't stay here, I don't recall. Well, maybe we did.
あったなって懐かしすぎるだろう。
それを考えるとちょっと複雑というか。
楽しかったけどね。
しかし賑やかになりそうだな。
That's an understatement. I don't know why Schmidt's even here.
トールズ関係者もかなり来ているみたいだし。
それもいいだろう。何せ最後の夜だからね。
ええ、本当に。すべては明日の翼のひらめき作戦次第。
Oh, is it Operation Shining Steel?
正直綱渡りとしか思えないような内容だけどね。
Well, one last night to relax before the big finale. A few hours ago.
これが翼のひらめき作戦ですか。
こうしてまとめてみると大胆不敵というより無謀というか。
とにかくギリギリのバランスで成り立っている作戦だと思います。
選抜メンバーを集めて帝国各地の潮の杭を吸収、機能停止に追い込んで結界を解除し、カレイジャス2で要塞に突入するか。
不測の事態もある。そこまで都合よくいかない可能性もあるだろう。だが何よりも重要なのはかの地に鬼神と7組を送り込むことだ。
ああ、最悪カレージャス2が着陸できなくても構わないだろう。戦争が佳境に入る前にリーン君たちが乗り込めるのならば。
彼らは黄昏の極みにおいて総国を終わらせようとしている。確かにその前に総国を制すれば目的の阻止も叶うかもしれぬか。彼らには余裕があります。どのみちリーン教官を迎え入れるはず。付け入る隙は十分にあるでしょう。
だが潮の杭はどうするんだ。あれも見るからにヤバいというか尋常じゃねえ気配がするぞ。
ええ、濃密な隔離用の気配。おそらく得意点と化すことで鉄壁の砦となっているでしょう。
各地に現れている悪魔、いやそれ以上に厄介そうな。
You would think the church would really want to be getting involved now. You would think every Dominion would be heading down here.
だったら話は早いわ。
ああ、ここは俺たちの出番だろ。
5本ある潮の杭のうち1本は私たちが持つわ。
There you go.
誰が行くかはこれから検討する。
俺たち特務支援課も同様だ。光りまとう翼の一員としてリーンたちの道を開かせてほしい。
エステル、ロイドたちも。
お姉ちゃんたち。
まあそうなるわな。
私たちにも任せていただきましょうか。
Oh.
デュバリーさん、大丈夫なのか。
マスターとの別れ、なんとか心の整理もつけられました。
Alright, so one group is the SSS. One group is the Libero team. Third group is gonna be the Stall Ritter.
今こそ我ら敵対一丸となって意志を継ぐとき。
マスターに力を託されたあなたたちの道を開くことでね。
そなたたち、
俺らも乗らせてもらうで。敵対の姉さんたちと共同戦線を張らせてもらうわ。団長の意志を継ぐためにもな。
ゼノ、手は。
やれやれ、一騎当選のメンツじゃないの。
Alright, that's still only 3 of the 5.
ならば私たちも選抜メンバーに加えてもらおうか。
ラインフォルド家のメイドとしてお役目を果たさせていただきます。シャロン？形は違えど私もアンゼリカ様も彼らに使われていた身、一矢報いたいと相談しておりまして。
聞けばミュラー中佐が明日にはカレイジャス2に復帰するとのこと。ならばソーダは本職にお任せして存分に暴れさせてもらおうと思ってね。
シャロン、アンゼリカさん。だったら私も。
トアはダメさ。作戦立案者の一人だろ。カレイジャス2の完成に加えて作戦全体の指揮も取る必要がある。
ああ、 それはぜひお願いしたい。
私もブリッジには入るつもりだが、防空管制で手一杯になるだろう。
わかりました。
At least we'll have Michael on board to help out.
ご安心ください、トアさん。私たちも精一杯手伝わせていただきますから。ありがとう、二人とも。でもあんちゃんたちだけじゃ。
それについては僕にも手伝わせてもらいたい。
Hey.
ゼリカと目配せしてやがると思えば。
ああ、どの面下げてと言われるだろう。カレイジャス爆破の罪滅ぼしになるとも思わない。ですがフランツ先輩のように負荷はもらいたくありません。
ジョルジュ君。
これで3人。戦力的にはやや厳しいが。
ならばわらわが手伝うとしよう。
Roselia, huh?
おばあちゃん。
リアンナも行き、わらわも役目を果たした。ならば最後の一花、ワコードたちのためにパーッと咲かせるのも悪くない。不足かな。ログナーの娘に元知性、ラインフォルド家のメイドよ。
とんでもない。できればボンキュボンの方も堪能させていただけると。
アン、空気を読みなさい。
Right?
よろしくお願いします、ローゼリア様。
たく。
So what? That's 4 groups then? We still need one more.
これで4組。すごいことになってきましたね。
しかし残る1本は。
ならば私が出るとしようか。
Okay, she doesn't need any help.
文校長？
あんたは千のかげろうに集中するんじゃねえのかよ。
無論だが初日はオレスに全て任せる段取りだ。私が動くのは明日から。戦が佳境に入り始める頃合いだな。
カシウス中将の見立てでは初日は様子見の前哨戦になるとのこと。おそらく帝国軍最高司令官であるバンダイク元帥も同様に動かれるかと。
ただし2日目からは総力戦。全8戦線において徹底的な殲滅戦が繰り広げられることになるだろう。
リベール、レニフェリア方面では帝国軍は足止めを食らうだろうが、そこにも第3第4を含めた最強師団が順次投入される見込みだ。
当然そうなるよね。
その手前で食い止めるためにも協力してくれるってことですよね。
さて、まあ決戦前の肩慣らしとしてはちょうど良いだろう。頼もしき助っ人もいることだしな。
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
将軍と同じく初日
Okay.
から付き合わせてもら
They
う。
probably could spread this group out a little bit more. They're all just overpowered monsters. You got General Le Guin, Victor, Vita, and Toval.
私もサンドロットを次し一門の当主として最後の務めを果たすとしようか。このメンツは気遅れするが、ここらで取り戻させてもらうぜ。
父上、トバル殿の姉さんのことだから絶対に言い出すと思ったわ。
というか美味しいところを持って行き過ぎでしょ。
ゼロ駆動の意地見せてもらおうじゃねえか。
4人とも本当に頼もしい限りです。いや、エステルたちにロイドたち、デュバリーさんたちに先輩たちやシャロンさんたちも。
よし、それではここに翼のひらめき作戦の発動を宣言する。開始は明日の正午。二大作戦の開始と同時刻としよう。
本日この後有志によりミシュラムに陣を構築壮行会なども執り行うので、どうかふるって参加してもらいたい。
And that's what led us here. One final night to rest together in case this truly is the end of the world. It would seem that everything is coming along quite nicely. Yeah, this is the last place I'd expect to spend a night before the war. Still can't believe your dad booked the whole hotel out for us, and on a discount too. Well, they weren't going to have any customers otherwise. It was kind of a win-win situation, really. I see, in other words, Mishi has no choice but to entertain me for as long as I crave. Okay, Teotot, have some pity on the poor chump inside him, will ya? Just wish Noel, Risha, and Shizuku could have made it too. Yeah, but at least we can look forward to seeing them after all this is over. Besides, Yona, Sully, and Cecile should be arriving any moment now. Oh, and it may please you to know my father's operation was a success. Alright. So I've heard. They say he's already started to come around, too. Really? Already? Wow, that's great news. His Majesty has been on all our minds. Yeah, he has. This should help bring some hope back to the people. What a wonderful relief, right, Olivia? Quite so. I'll never be able to thank Dr. Sayland enough. Hi, everybody. Mueller. I had no idea Father and Toval would be coming. It's good to see you again, Duvali. What happened to Lady Knights 2 and 3? They're running a bit late. The same applies to the two from Zephyr. Oh, okay. Patrick, you came all this way too? Indeed, I shall be supporting Operation Shining Steel from the field. I plan to visit His Majesty on behalf of my father as well, should time permit. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. We should request an audience with the Emperor ourselves, no? Probably, but it might be kind of tough to. That aside, we have a few more arrivals to introduce, ones that proved a tad more troubling to arrange. Come on, you guys, don't need to be shy. Cassius and George. Dad? What are you doing here? George. So you came too. Like I said on call, I don't know if I really deserve to be here. But once the operation starts tomorrow, I won't be moving out with anyone here other than Angie. I get how selfish this might sound, but... oh, I just wanted to see you all one last time. Oh, George, you big dumb lug. Yeah, what a soppy idiot. But he's our soppy idiot. George. What a soft-hearted disciple I found myself. Geez, you guys are just as melodramatic as Class 7 is. Wow, I'm surprised you managed to make it here, Mr. Bright. It's more than surprising, it's practically unbelievable. Does that mean you're all done preparing for Milan Mirage then? That's right, I'd like to say all is well, but that might be a bit preemptive. All in all, I'd put our chances at 60% against us. Though with General Vandik as our opponent, even that level of optimism may be misplaced. I see. We believe in you, Dad. Yes, we're very grateful for all you've been doing. Though my work as commander of tomorrow's operation has concluded for tonight, I thought perhaps I'd come and visit, both to wish you every success in Operation Shining Steel and to see where I might lend you our aid. One other thing, I have a message to pass along. Huh? How serendipitous it is that our promised imbibement? Okay, I need to look up what... I have never heard that word in my life. What the heck does imbibement mean? Imbibement. It's something to be drank. What? Okay, I've never heard that word before. We do have a few guests we're still waiting on, but let's say we all head to the venue for now. Sure thing, Grandfather finished preparing the guest house for us earlier. Speaker McDowell did all that just for us. That's very kind of him. I'll have to take the opportunity to thank him in person. Well, what are we waiting for? Yeah, Thomas of all people, let the celebration begin. And thus, in the guest house of Michelin's Villa grounds, did the send-off party for Milim Mirage commence. Class 7 new and old sat among their fellow instructors, alumni, and classmates. The Liberal Embracers, the SSS members, Septian Church, and Hexen Clan alike. And even those visiting from Calvin and Reviferia had all come to join in the festivities. Together they mingled, if only for tonight, enjoying food and conversation in the warm comforts of camaraderie. Laughs were exchanged on the eve of war, as they each shared in their hopes of what the morning would bring. And then... It's kind of funny you have this now instead of after the war. You know, you'd think people would want to celebrate... Oh, there's Linde. You'd think people would want to celebrate after, you know, the world is saved. Kenneth and Annabelle, okay. But yeah, this is kind of like, you know, we've had in other games where you get a finale, kind of like hangout period with all the characters. This is pretty much that. I think we'll probably be here for a good, like, 2 or 3 more videos. Aww. Milliam and Eustace having a moment. So I guess even without the sword, Milliam can still kind of move around as she wants. Not sure how that works. Oh, okay. Yuna's family's here. Makes sense. Sydney and Ada over there. All this kind of stuff reminds me of, like, my own, like, grad night in high school. For our grad night, we went to Disneyland. It was like one of those, like, late night things. You're there until the morning. Wasn't just our school. There were, like, several schools that got to be there for that night, but it was still cool. Seems everyone's got plenty of party left in them. Night's still young after all, plus we got the whole park to ourselves, too. That reminds me, why don't you give us a performance, Elliot? Yeah, I've still got goosebumps from the last time I heard that violin of yours. Really? I mean, I'd love to, but where would I even play? Hey, wait a minute, where did Eustace run off to? I believe he went to go find Milliam earlier. That does sound like something he might do. This is their last night together, after all. Yeah. Looks like George and Angelica are getting some time alone themselves. It's funny with how, like, obsessed Angelica is with, like, other women, but in terms of, like, an actual, like... What's the word for it? Like a true, like, romance relationship, like, George and Angelica kind of work. That said, don't you guys have any special summons of your own you should be spending the evening with? Quality guide time is great and all, but tonight could be the night, you know? Okay, we all see what you're getting at. They do have a point, though. Yeah, and now he's got me thinking. Well, I know a certain guy who's got more to think on than all of us combined. Indeed, rather irritating when you put it that way. He's like, what? Why are you all looking at me? Congrats, Lloyd. You're not the most clueless guy in the room for once. I'm nowhere near as bad as him. At least I have some self-awareness. I'd say you're about the same, but Reen does have quite a few more options. But that's easy for you to say, lover boy. Ahem. In any case, it's just as you said, this may very well be our final night. You especially will have more than a few things to make clear tonight. Yeah, I bet you've had a ton of girls confess their love to you as it is already. Well, either way, you won't want to wake up tomorrow with any regrets. Quite right. Perhaps I too should take this night to tell Elise how I feel. I agree. You what? Why, Schwarzer, does it mean you finally approve? Just don't push your luck. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Anyway, let's go enjoy whatever evening we got left. Should be plenty for us to do between the beach and the park. They're also keeping the stores here in the center open for us, too. There's still a load of fun to be had, with or without that special gal. Oh, before I forget, my dad had something he wanted to tell you, Reed. You should go see him when you get the chance. Yeah, sure thing. Anyway, you guys have a good time out there. We will. See you later. Got the branch and main campus here. You got the Capua people here. Everyone's going in different directions. I've been trying to keep my role as a sacrifice out of my mind, but Crow was right. I don't want to end this with any regrets. I need to find the opportunity to speak with Cassius, too. And with Valimar now that we finally can again. Then there's the tickets His Highness gave me. I may as well use them while I can. I have to make sure to give everyone here my thanks, and of course, get my feelings out in the open. This is kind of like final bonding events type stuff. Eventide, Night of Promises. Receive repaired clothes from Lee's. Oh, you get the original outfit back and the original hair. You get deepen bonds like normal bonding events. Okay. Wait, what did that say? Choosing a member you formed a close bond with may trigger a special event in the future. Duvalie's outfits. Look at that! They said we got 5 tickets. We have 20. So that way we're able to take every single character we want on one of the, like, the different rides. And of course, we are going to use every single ticket. I mean, why would we not? We can at least get started talking to people in the area. So have fun at Michelin. So, oh, and it's nice that they show you where everyone is at. So this is the maps for Michelin. So we do have a lot of people in here that aren't actually at the park yet. Oh, okay, it shows you the 2 maps. Okay, and you see all the people who are actually inside the park. Alright, we're not going to do any of the red mark stuff until probably close to the end. Well, let's say hello to this group. It's been quite some time since the entire swimming club got together. Yeah, maybe the first time we've ever done so outside of practice. Well, at a place like this, I figure the bigger the group, the bigger the fun, right? Where do you want to hit first, Allie? The beach, the park? I think I'd like to hit the food stalls. But maybe we should do that after the horror coaster. Getting spooked might help us build up an appetite. Sure, sounds good to me. The horror coaster, I must admit, just thinking of it sends a little chill up my spine. That's all part of the fun. Altina is going around the park with the swimming club, huh? I'm glad to see she's finally comfortable enough to have fun with her friends. What a good kid. Is that her last character thing? Where is she? Yeah, that was her last one. Alright, let's see who's in here. Oh, Fiona's here. That's cool. Oh, we got a date going on over here. Brilliant timing, Rean. You gotta hear this. Seems Kleist & Co. had gone and bought out this place too, and so Hugo here going on about an inspection and work and all. Well, as long as I'm in the neighborhood, why wouldn't I? We're re-examining our business policies, so I need to get a better grasp on how our subsidiaries do things. Check out the tryhard over here. Ever the businessman, eh, Hugo? Businessman or no, I'm glad to have you here offering your support to your fellow Thoris students. It means a lot to have you with us, Hugo. The feeling's mutual, and I'll be doing everything I can to help. Seems the least I can do after all I put you through. It's a relief to see you come to your senses at last. At least I know I wasn't wasting my time. Does my nut in? What does that mean? That I came and escaped Kleist & Co. at an amusement park, though. Don't tell me you're jealous, Becky. If your association lacks the proper funding influence, you've got no one but yourself to blame. You what? Who'd be jealous of you, you mad numpty? I mean, sure, it'd probably be fun to break into live shows and merchandising, but Grumble. Hugo and Becky make for quite the pair. That's a word. If you want to call them a pair. Well, if it isn't the Craigs checking out what the stores have to offer, I want one of those Mishy cups behind them. Yeah, it's just nice to get away for a little, too. It's been a while since Fiona and I actually got to spend any time together. It really has. Maybe I'll pick something out for you, some little charm to keep you safe. Fiona, sure, I'd like that. I know what you're thinking, that you can handle yourself, that you don't need your big sister taking care of you anymore. But I still worry, so promise me you'll stay safe, Elliot. That goes for you too, Reed. Of course, Fiona, I promise. Me too, you can count on that. Yeah, and Reed will make sure Elliot comes back. They've been best buds for 4 games now. Say hi to Yuna's dad. Instructor Reed, I hope you enjoy this special night at Michelin. Matthew Crawford, right? Please allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Reed Schwartz, the instructor in charge of Class 7. I don't know how to thank you for letting us have the run of such a wonderful resort. Don't worry about it, we haven't been getting many visitors recently anyway. And to tell you the truth, I actually became acquainted with the traveling bard Olivier during one of his visits to Crossbell. After hearing about the situation, I wanted to do what I could to help. I see, His Highness has a lot of connections. He does indeed. You saved my children's lives 2 years ago. There aren't enough words to express my gratitude. On top of that, you're looking after my eldest daughter too. I have to do what I can to repay you, you know? Please take your time and enjoy yourself. Thank you, I will. What a good dad. Although it's funny because you don't see... Obviously, all 3 of his kids took after their mother. Hey, you two. So this is the Michelin everyone's always talking about? Wow, even the walls look like they're sparkling. No kidding, this place is amazing. I hear they've got all sorts of attractions and a fancy restaurant to boot. So there's so much fun to be had, I don't know where to start. How's about you come ride the horror coaster with me then, Lonnie? Hauling goods under the Army's nose is backbreaking work after all. And all we've had are a lot of jobs like that lately. I say we deserve some coaster rolling, ghost sniping stress relief. Sure, I didn't even know they had a ride like that here. Feels kind of bad leaving the boss and them out though. Guess we'll just have to have as much fun as we can in their honor. Oh, so is Josette not here, or do they mean like Kyle and I forget what their eldest brother's name is. Hey, you two. Okay, I think we go shopping or maybe the Ferris wheel together. But I'd also like to check out the Castle of Mirrors and the food stalls. Okay, cool your jets. We're not gonna have time for all that. Don't forget, we're meeting up with Estelle and the others later. You're right, I'm gonna have to prioritize. So, Agate, I was wondering, how do you feel about, you know, about what? Nothing. Alright then. Anyway, whatever you want to do, I'm up for it. Yeah, you got me for the whole evening. I know it's not a ton of time, but I figure there's still plenty we can do, you know, just not everything. Thanks, Agate. Those two are close, it's really sweet. I feel like something between them is a little different than usual, though. Could be wrong, though. I'm definitely not about to bring it up. Well, yeah, it's mostly on Tita's side. Agate's just kind of like, hey, you know, he's like taking care of her in place of his little sister, but of course Tita has this like crush on him at this point. Let's see, maybe we can save the shopping trip for when Estelle and Ren get here. In that case, we should start, how about we just take it easy and see what happens, huh? I'm just gonna let them have their fun. Alright, let's see who's hanging out in here. Okay, you got the Saint Estrella trio in here. Anyone else? Nope, doesn't seem like it. Wonder what kind of stuff they have in the shop. Nothing, like, super useful. It's probably the gear from when we were here earlier in the game. Hey girls, doing a little window shopping? More than that, we decided to pick up some clothes and accessories for each other. Actually, we can use your input on something, instructor. Do you think Elise's outfit is a little too demure? I mean, her clothes have always been all kinds of elegant, but they're just so safe. Again, Muse? I told you over and over that super showy clothes don't suit me. Oh, I don't know about that. I think it would be great for you to branch out and find your own style, Elise. Really, Reed? There's no harm in trying something new, after all. Now, into the fitting room with you. We're gonna put together a brand new outfit for a brand new you. While we're at it, we should check out some of the Mariage Cross stuff, too. I can pick out my own underwear, thank you very much. Got some interesting friends, Elise. I did want to see, since they were talking about outfits, it reminded me. It's weird to see him like this. Obviously, this isn't how he's supposed to look right now, but it's still just funny. I do believe if you keep these on and use his S-Craft, though, I do believe, like, it still keeps... I think it uses the Cold Steel 3 cut-in for his S-Craft. Who's that over there? Is that Rainer? No, you're just someone named Gabrion. Oh, cool! Oh, what? Kurt introducing Sully to his mother. Oh, Instructor Rean. Well done, Instructor. Arya, I didn't realize you were here. And you're that girl from Arcane Seal. I was in the neighborhood to see Zex and decided to catch up with Mueller. Along the way, this young lady helped us out of a sticky situation. It wasn't that big a deal, really. You could have handled it without my help, so just hurry up and forget about it. I'm feeling a little lost here. Apparently, Mother and Mueller ran into the Imperial Defense Force on their way to Michelin. Sully helped them slip away before things could escalate. It wasn't anything special, I just worked with Ply and the others to draw their attention toward the station. You also treated the public to a fantastic performance at your rehearsal. When I heard you were part of Operation Shining Steel, I knew I had to find some way to thank you. Won't you spend a little time with us so I can thank you properly? Well... Hey, Swordboy, she's your mom, right? Say something to her. Sorry, but once she takes a liking to someone, it's nigh impossible to tear her away. At this point, I would just recommend playing along. What's the worst that could happen? If you like, I'll come with you and make sure things don't get out of hand. Okay, fine, but I don't know about this whole mom thing. I can't imagine this is how any of them thought they were going to spend their evening. Well, maybe Arya. I think this is where... Well, let's see who's in the hotel, and then we'll end things off there, and then afterwards we can head towards the beach. We'll head in the park after. Even though there is, I'll just go ahead and spoil right now, there is a final bonding event. You did the one, you know, where you select, you know, one character that's over by the beach, which of course we're gonna choose Laura for this playthrough because we've stuck with it all this way so far. But obviously gonna save that for much later. All right, Celestine and Patrick. Young Master Patrick, allow me to congratulate you on your accomplishments in Eastern Arabonia. They're hardly worth congratulating. I merely assisted Lord Matthias and his allies in dealing with some unsavory characters. Oh, Matthias is, he's the Thunder God, Kurt's father. I'm far more impressed what you've been up to, Celeste, and taking care of my father and his affairs must have been no simple task. You flatter me. Compared to the Civil War, this was a walk in the park. You deflected, young master, but you really have matured. That we can speak so casually about your involvement on the world stage is proof. In that case, Celestin, wouldn't it be not high time you stopped calling me young master? Or do you still see me as a child? Well, I can hardly walk that back now, can I? Very well, Lord Patrick. Heh, I could get used to that. I'll be counting on you to take care of logistics tomorrow, Celestin. I trust you will not let us down. But of course. By the way, Lord Patrick, how go your plans for today? As I'm sure you're aware, a true general makes his intentions known in a respectful and appropriate manner. I know that. I've already managed to pry a blessing out of Schwarzer, so everything's fine. For certain definitions of everything, remember that, Patrick. What the? Schwarzer, how long have you been there? To be young and in love. Anton! Whoa, there's a face I didn't expect to see. Well, if it isn't Anton, what brings you here? Funny story, I put in a request to the guild for info on Sharon. Seems like that got them following up on a couple leads, and next thing I know, my buddy Olivia invites me out here saying I'd be able to see her. I see you're a friend of Olivia's? Yep, got up to all sorts of stuff back in Libero. Actually, I seem to be running into a lot of people I know today. Bracers from Libero, Crossbells, SSS, even Lucy, the exchange student who used to run the student council. To top it off, we got all... It really is amazing that Anton has as many connections as, like, some of our main characters. Wow, is there anyone you don't know, Anton? By my count, he knows at least 20 of the people here. Anyway, I should get to searching for Sharon. I'm so nervous I'm practically shaking, but I can't let this opportunity pass me by. I just need to work up the nerve to talk to her. I can do this. Good luck, Anton. What a guy. Yeah, I can't believe how many people he knows. Alright, who else is up here? Oh, interesting. Amazed that they're here. Oh, hello, Reen. Good to see you so hard at work. Hi, everybody. Emily, Teresa, I'm really glad you decided to join us. At first, I really wasn't sure if we should. You know, it'd be a huge conflict of interest and all. But then Supreme Commander Vandyck had us reassigned to the Independent Raid Force. The what? We're a covert ops unit charged with taking down internal threats to the Empire at our own discretion. A vague description, admittedly, but one that allows groups like Ouroboros and Jaegerkorps to fall under our jurisdiction. In other words, it's a unit created to give us the authority needed to fight this battle. Those rules sound dangerously vague, but so long as they have you fighting by our side, I'm not about to complain. And fight is what we'll do. I've got to make up for the sorry state you last saw me in. We're going to give it our all to make tomorrow a major success. Now that we finally found a path we believe in, we're more than ready to help out. Thanks, I knew we could count on you. That's right, this reconciliation truly is a thing of beauty. I hear a lot of other Thor's graduates in the army are getting the same treatment. They'll be able to participate in the operation too. It's shaping up to be quite the reunion, so like Klein and Hebel and all of them. I can hardly wait. Alright. It's gonna be a maid walking in the hall, and who's in here? Oh. This is not just music you're into, but painting and sculpture too? Count Altheim has a reputation as a patron of up-and-coming young artists across Sutherland. Clearly a love of the arts runs in the family. She really is impressive, you know. It may be an inopportune time to say this, having recently tasked you with preparing the Thor's exams. It still blows my mind how recent all this stuff was. I've always felt that your talents were wasted at a military academy, Mary. Well, I did consider becoming a teacher at the music academy at one point, but I wanted to reach out to people who didn't have such a grounding in art or music and teach them how much fun the arts can be. You're a woman of a singular focus, I'll give you that. You want to look in a mirror? Though I suppose that may be how you grew so fond of Makarov. You saw through the scruffy exterior and discovered who he was deep down. Instructor Makarov, huh? You really do know how to see the heart of a person, don't you? Makarov and I are simply moving at a snail's pace, I agree. What do you think, Wallace? How does their relationship look from a man's perspective? Me? The way I see it, Makarov is probably just looking for the chance to take things to the next level. A chance? I don't think it's my place to butt in on a conversation about Instructor Mary's love life. On that note, though, I am a little curious about what's going on between General Le Guin and Brigadier General Bardius, too. Well, I guess that's not my business. I don't know. I feel like as much of a strong man as Bardius is, I feel like Aurelia would be the man in the relationship. Alright, but we're going to end things off here. Next time, we'll continue walking around and talking to everybody, and as we're going around, we'll of course use these tickets, and just probably for the next like 2 videos or so, enjoy our time at Michelin before the big operation begins tomorrow. So, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe for more to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.